Hello friends, as in the screen you can see some blockbuster movie RRR. So today here we are not here to discuss RRR, to discuss income tax 194R, presenting the most confusing TDS section, which is effective from July 1, 2022, section 194R. Before we go into the discussions, I would like that you please subscribe to my channel Tax Acharya, and the presentation which we are going to now see in the next 20 minutes will not able to include the whole kind of scenario. So I request that if you have any kind of questions or feedback or comments, please drop your message in the comment box with your name, email ID and phone number. I will try to get back to you on that. With that, now let's start the discussion. First, we will see the background. Companies provide number of perquisites to their customer or dealer in various forms like travel, gifts, etc., and claim the same as expenditure as business expenditure. So, as I mentioned, that it is a common thing that companies provide dealers meeting in Goa. They provide some kind of white goods like fridge, TV, motor car, bike, etc. to their customer to promote their business. Now let's see what the customer will do. The recipient of this perquisite enjoys the benefit but does not disclose the same as income in his return of income. So this is true that customer will enjoy this, and then not a single customer has ever reported this as an income in their tax return. And hence there was a case of people escaping tax as there is no source of information of income received by the person who enjoyed the perquisite. To address the captured loopholes in Budget 2022, Section 194R has been introduced, where TDS at the rate 10% required to be deducted at the time of providing such benefits, and the recipient required to disclose the gross amount as business income in his return of income and offer the same for tax. So, with that, this is a background how 194R has been introduced to our tax world. This slide provides the section. I will just take a pause here. You can read the sections. I will not read the section. This section's details is also available in the Income Tax Act. You can refer there also. Or if you want, you can pause the video and read the section. Now I move to the next slide. Now, what are the important elements of this section 194R? Benefits provided to resident and hence not applicable to non-resident. So when you provide benefits only to resident, then only 194R is applicable, otherwise not applicable. The TDS required to be deducted at the rate 10%, and recipients should be into the business and profession. This is very important. So you may provide some benefits to bureaucrats or some politicians who are not into the regular trade business. In that scenario, 194R is not applicable. You can provide the benefit either in cash or in kind, anything. There should be a benefit, that's all. And if the value of that exceeds 20,000, then 194R is applicable. Now let us see what is perquisite. It is a very big concept, but I try to give you some example. Gift, it may be any kind of gift, gold coin, motor car, fridge, uh, discount, what you call online coupons. So anything which you provide is a gift. Hotels, you provide travel or what you call air tickets or some hotel stay for your customer or vendor, then it is perquisite. And also usage of business assets. Here I would like to throw some idea on contractor. So in your organization there are some contract employees. So the contract employees are actually not an employee, they are vendors, and they use some business assets. to do work like laptop or some space, furniture, or they may be what you call using your JCB, excavator, everything. So the question is that can that be classified as usage of business assets? Right now I don't know. Now we come to analyze few case studies. If I can say section 194 is a very vast, itself is a very vast subject. This one section only, and it can have number of case studies. So right now I have tried to cover five important, which I feel is very important case studies. What are they? When we provide accommodation services to our customer and paid rupees 25,000 to hotel directly. When we provide accommodation services to our vendors and paid rupees 25,000 to hotel directly. When we provide accommodation services to our vendors and paid rupees 25,000 to vendor via reimbursement. So these are the one, two, three is the scenario when we are making payment. For first two, we are making payment directly to the hotel, and in the third one, we are making payment to the vendor via reimbursement model. 4 and 6 is very important because here what is happening, the finance team may not be aware that this transaction could have taken place. The employees were provided direct accommodation by customer, and customer deducted TDS under section 194R, and we got to know only when we downloaded form 26AS. So here what is happening, the customer has called few of employees to some location, and they only provided all accommodation and air tickets, and employee went and come back, and the finance team will never come to know that somebody has gone and did some business meeting on this. Now the customer may deduct TDS and pay to the government. Then only from 26AS you come to know. Our employees were provided accommodation by customer under reimbursement, and customer deducted TDS under section 194R, and we got to know only when we downloaded from 26AS. So here we what we call send employees to the customer location, did the meeting and come back, and we claim the expenses from our customer, and now customer has deducted TDS on that. So with that scenario, now let's start one by one. So the first is, I think, serial number 3, where we provide accommodation services to our vendor and pay rupees 25,000 to the vendor via reimbursement. So what is the old practice earlier? Reimbursement to vendor without TDS based on reimbursement to vendor without TDS based on circular number 8 of 1985. So there was no TDS earlier. But now what is going to be the new practice from July? Now you have to receive the reimbursement invoice from vendor. You deduct TDS under section 184J or 184R, both are 10%. Pay the balance amount to vendor, and vendor can claim the credit of TDS in his return of income. So now going forward, whenever vendor is submitting reimbursement invoice, you have to deduct TDS, either J or R. Now we can analyze situation number 4 and 5, where our employees were provided direct accommodation by customer, and customer deducted TDS under section 184R, and we got to know only when we downloaded form 26AS. Now we have to pass the following entry: TDS receivable 194R debit 2,500 to perquisite income 2,500. So because TDS is an income, first I have to consider income, and then I can classify, take the asset as asset to claim credit. Also to claim credit, TDS credit, I require to show income. For that, I require to pass another entry. It's called perquisite expenses debit 25,000 to perquisite income 25,000. Income is okay. You have an income 25,000, so you given credit. But why perquisite expenses 25,000 will come? Because company has the accommodation has actually been paid to do some work, so there is expense incurred. So that's why expense has been booked. In this situation, we are required to pay tax on 2,500 income and claim credit of TDS of 2,500. So suppose you are in 30% slab, then your tax will be 750, and then you can claim credit of 2,500, and 1,750 will be refundable to you. If customer asks for reimbursement of TDS, then pass the following entry: perquisite income debit 2,500 to customer 2,500. Now we come to the most difficult section, our example case study number 1 and 2. When we provide accommodation services to our customers and paid rupees 25,000 to hotel directly, it may be customer or vendor. So the old practice used to be that we pay to the hotel directly, that's all, matter over. Now what could be the new practice? Follow the below flow chart. Receive the hotel invoice, and then once I receive the hotel invoice, my ERP or SAP should ask the question: is the same related to employee? If I put yes, make the payment to hotel. That's all, matter end. What I put at no, okay. Then another question, it will ask tag the customer or vendor. I require to tag the customer or vendor so that I can tag the name of the customer or vendor and their PAN. And then system will pass the following automatic entry. The system can pass the following automatic entry. Percussion expense debit 2778 to TDS payable 194R 2778. Why 2778? Because 25,000 is 90%. So 10% balance, 10% comes to 2778. Pay the TDS on due date, which is 7th of every month, and file the ETDS return mentioning customer company PAN. So when we file the ETD return, we have to mention the customer company PAN, not the employees who have enjoyed the service. If recovery is possible, then pass the following entry: customer account debit or vendor account debit to perquisite expenses 2778. And then finally, we can make the payment to hotel 25,000. So this is a new process. It means you require to automate your ERP so that you can make error-free booking of Section 194R. As I mentioned, some ledgers or GL code required to be tapped to Section 194R so that automatically they can ask for questions and type the entry, and the few or maybe staff welfare, travel, hotel, convenience, self promotion, miscellaneous expenses, etc. So by doing this, it can be a more what we call ledgers, but accordingly you can select your ledgers and automate your 184 process. Now I have tried to list down few actions. Make, as I said, you have to have a necessary operation in the SAP ERP so that you can automate your 194R process. Provide necessary training to AP and AR team so that they are aware of the knowledge. Required to know that independent director and contractors are vendors and not employees. So whenever you are making payment to independent directors or contractor, you have to treat them as a vendor, and accordingly 194R treatment will be covered. Set up the process of reconciliation of perquisite expense with TDS payable and perquisite income with TDS receivable. So you are required to set up a reconciliation process so that if in the case if there is error happen, you can rectify that. With that, now I will want to close the session. I have tried as much possible, actually not so much, but few case studies so that you can get how Section 194R is so much complicated TDS sections, and you require to automate your accounting package or ERP so that you can have an error-free 194 treatment in your books of accounts. Once again, thank you to you all. And in the case you have any feedback, comment, or any questions, please feel write in the comment box with your name, email ID, and phone number. I will try to get back as soon as possible. Thank you.